Hi, I'm Tessa from Tales from Outside the Classroom, and today I'm going to talk about stop sounds, continuous sounds, and why understanding the difference between them matters. So let's start with some definitions. Stop sounds are sounds that stop. The airflow is blocked and then released, making the sounds short and quick, whereas a continuous sound is able to be stretched out and continuous. Understanding the difference between these can help support your students as they are blending words, especially those students who struggle with blending. So first, let's go through the stop sounds. As I mentioned before, stop sounds are short and quick. Stop sounds frequently have a schwa added onto them, especially when students are first learning the sounds. It is important that we teach those sounds without that schwa and really work on clipping that off. Each of the sounds on this image is presented in voiced and unvoiced pairs. You can find more about voiced and unvoiced pairs in my video linked below. So let's go through the stop sounds. First we have b and p. Notice, again, I worked on really not making an sound after, but just the sound made by my mouth as forming that sound. B, p. Next we have t and d. T, d. K and g. K, g. And last we have j and ch. Stop sounds stop, and due to that, they can make it difficult to blend words while reading. Continuous blending is an effective strategy for supporting students as they are learning to blend words. For this reason, for young students who are struggling with blending, it is important that we put our stop sounds at the end of the word until they become more proficient with blending. So now let's look at the continuous sounds. Again, we have these set up in voiced and unvoiced pairs. First we have f, v, s, z. Then we have our liquids l and which are commonly confused because of their similar sounds. Then we have our nasals, and That is formed in the back of the mouth, and it is the sound that we commonly spell with ng in words like bang and ring. The next trio of sounds includes a pair that can be quite difficult. WH is the unvoiced pair with W. However, most often WH isn't formed correctly and is instead given the sound of W. So that sound is W. And we also have the Y. Y. W and Y are often confused as stop sounds, which is why you often hear them introduced as W and Y. But instead, W and Y are continuous sounds and should be taught that way. W, Y. Next we have the digraph TH, which sounds like th and th, like in think and that. Finally, we have sh and zh. This zh sound is a little bit different than the S, the Z, and that SH sound. It is not spelled with one single letter in English, but it occurs in some words, like garage, depending on how you pronounce it. I like to use the word zh, no, not English, to emphasize that sound zh with my students. We also have the H over on the side. H sounds like h, and while you might present that as a stop sound, it is continuous because it flows directly into the vowel sound that follows. So think of the word hat. You can elongate your breath with that initial to stretch it out until you get to the vowel hat. You might notice sounds are presented on the chart and not letters, though I did refer to a couple of them as their letter names. And that's because English is built around the 44 sounds in English, and often we can spell that sound in several ways. You might have also noticed that there are no vowels on this chart, and that's because all vowels are continuous sound. Every vowel sound we make can be stretched out. You might notice the chart did not include an X or a Q, and that's because both letters are unique in our language, in that we make two sounds for each of those letters. For X, it sounds like X, X. It starts with a K and moves to a S, X. That S is a continuous sound. For Q, Q is unique in that it's only spelled with the U, but the sound for Q is Q, and it is again a continuous like a W. Q, Q, it, quit, Q, it, quit. That QU actually sounds like a KW. Q. Understanding the difference between stop and continuous sounds can help you support your beginning readers or those readers that you have that are struggling with blending sounds as they read. I hope this walkthrough has given you some ideas to help support your instruction.